check the colors. Hold on. Maybe with the colors a little bit. That's just fucking it up even more. That might be pretty good. Not too different. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Alright, so, as most of you probably know, maybe don't, patch 6.15 came out, and, I want to play it. So that's what we're doing. It includes the next part of the Hildebrand quest line, and an extra side quest with Omega and Alpha, and Tataru, as well as some travel quests and custom deliveries of the Melions. But I need to do the custom deliveries first. Well, we're going to be starting with the Hildebrand quest. Let's start with this one. How everyone's doing that? Doing okay. Wait, I know you. We met Kugane. You're that stone-cold killer I asked to look after the love of my life. What's that look for? Surely you haven't forgotten me. You and me, we had a moment. A connection. Not like the one I've got with her, of course, but I know I left an impression. Oh, him. People that smell like cheese and followed naturally to Kugane after stalking her for over 5 years. Oh, right, the inner center. Give up, my love. It's as pure as the pristine waters of a forest stream. Fair point about the cheese stink, though. But enough about me. This is about Miss Nashu. Ever since she got sucked into that weird portal back east, I've been scouring the world for any sign of her. I was this close to giving up, but then, huzzah, I found her here in Razatan. Normally, I'd be happy to get back to playing the silent invisible guardian, but she seemed pretty distressed at the plight of her inspector friend. He's here too, but laid up and showing no signs of waking anytime soon. My Nashu has been fashioning all sorts of medicines over and browsing him, but to no avail. I mean, I couldn't care less if he kicked the bucket, but I hate seeing her like this. She's liable to work herself to death. So what say you? Will you deliver my dearest Nashu from her plight? You'll find her over at the High Crucible, no doubt slaving over in Alembic. And with that, I'll get back to cheering her on from the shadows. You too, I guess. Now go, quickly, save my beloved. Okay. Yeah, it took me a while to remember that little loser. I've been just leveling other classes, Red Mage, Bard, trying to get my ranged and my caster up. I wonder where Nashu is. Should now to take this medicine and... Core, Freya! Seems like it's been forever. No, it's definitely less than a year, I'm sure. What brings you to Razatan? Enjoying a spot of adventuring here, or perhaps... Work around here. Then you've heard. It's true, Inspector Hildebrand's gone into hibernation again. And, wait, you're giving me a look. The one that screams, what about the whole weird portal business? Alright, since you silently asked. So back on the Ruby Sea, I remember now. Remember how Greg got doused with the dew prism and was forced to whisk us all far away? How that stranger drifted over which the infections I got sucked up into, and I followed him in after that? Well, after that, we all ended up in this bizarre place. Couldn't tell it from down, left from right, and so we wandered lost and confused. Fortunately, Greg came to his senses to explain that we were in the introspectorial rift. And then he used the same trick to bring us home. Aye, Sarge. Greg himself stayed behind, though. Seemed got a score that he had to settle. Not sure what that was about, but hey, you know Greg. Anyway, we're back now. But the rub is that Inspector Hildebrand hasn't opened his eyes once! I know he needs to be safe, but it's been an awfully long time, and we've got cases to solve. I've been trying my hand at apothecary stuff, seeing if I can't make something that'll get him up and moving, but nothing seems to work. But I think we're making progress. Me and Mr. Chupacabra from the Shark Shock is concerned, that is. You remember Mr. Chupacabra, right? Got sucked into the rift along with us. Former evil mastermind, not so bad once you get to know him. You. Please, I am to meet you once more and under less compromising circumstances. If I may correct our mutual friend, I am Jubraka, the chairman of the Sahara concern. I guess it would make sense for it to be in Thavnir, huh? Your distrustful and somewhat bloodthirsty gaze is not unwarranted, but in my defense, who among us has not contemplated saving the rich and powerful to bend the world to the whim? I pray you forgive me my poor joke and allow me to assure you that after wandering the interdimensional rift for this sister only know how long, I am a changed man. Naturally, I understand that words alone would not suffice to absolve me of my sins. Thus, since my return, I've operated a humble apothecary that caters to the needs of one and all. That's this cutscene that Nasha's workstation is surrounded by bombs. Of course it is. Furthermore, I made arrangement from Miss Nasha's workshop. Rest assured that I will spend no effort in helping her see Inspector Hildebrand awakened and return to full health. Oh god, yeah, I saw the bomb. And with that, if you would excuse me, I must see to other business. Good day. Oh, yeah. Isn't he the nicest ex-villain you ever met? Ah, but that's right. I just finished Ridley Svensson. I got high hopes for some new masterpiece. I suppose I have to get a look at the Manderville Man myself. By all means, the inspector's resting in a room up in Karna. In Pama. Awake or asleep, I'm sure he'd enjoy your company. Let's go! Let me get my glasses on. My glasses. Yeah, that's a good line. Definitely less than a year. Don't worry, guys. It's definitely been less than a year. That's better. Put the camera a bit closer. Put it down. That way. There. All these bombs! Okay, where is he? We gotta go all up and around. Makes me wish I can ride my mount here just like in Rogger's Reach. Rogger's Reach is like the... Hi there. Rogger's Reach is the only... It's like the only like hub area like that. That is, I guess that and Mordona, but Mordona actually has like actual areas to fight monsters in, so that's not fair. Rogger's Reach is like the only thing that the only hub area, sub-hub area that allows you to use a mount in it, I think. Shire doesn't allow it. Yulmore doesn't allow it. This place doesn't allow it. The only reason Mordona allows it is because that's actually a full area. Excuse me. I could have probably used the Aetherite, but whatever. It was nice to explore Razathan again. Does that mean you've already done Tataru's Grand Endeavor and Custom Delivery to the Melions? And the tribe quests? You can do the tribal quests, unless it's only for crafting. Isn't this room nice? Mr. Chupacabra's taken care of everything. He even paid the rent in full. Ha, but I'm distracting you, aren't I? You need to concentrate while you examine the inspector, yes? So the sleeping Inspector Hildebrand, you may move the camera. Oh, yeah, that one. bam, 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 and bam, bam, bam. Legs! The buckles of the stylish were a design unique to House Mandeville. These shoes would almost certainly fetch a small fortune in the markets. With gloves! Oh, he's a new controller, by the way, because my old one didn't charge. So again suggests that only on the rarest of occasions does the man resort to violence. Troubling, his limbs are stiff and cool to touch as if blood runs cold in his veins. Hildebrand! Rugged features belie what is echoes against the sensitive mien of a cultured gentleman. While he still breathes, he appears to be locked in a deep slumber. Because it's disturbingly reminiscent of the silence who were summoned to the first for a time. Wake up! Wake up! Not you! Oh! Finished already? Any theories as to what's wrong with the inspector? Well, I suspect he may have been summoned to another reflection. See, I mean, I don't, but that's what you're supposed to say at times like this. I know that much. How do we wake him up? Gotta bring his soul back. Return his soul to his body, but where did it go? What was it doing there? Probably went to the first become the gentleman of darkness as you do. I see. Right, so can you go there? Great, in that case, I'll leave the soul searching to you. I'm sure it goes without saying, but once you arrive in this otherworldly world, look for a place that smells of mystery and intrigue, and chat with the people there. That's that standard agent of inquiry protocol. Oh, and since this is Inspector Hildebrand we're talking about, don't be surprised if you find him asleep, or having forgotten a thing or two. Not to worry, I've read my traditional medicine just in case. Don't hesitate to use it, and with that, do take care out there. Like you do. Oh yeah, the necklace. Got my own necklace, just in case. Haven't worn this in a bit. Bam, bam, ba, dam. Dam, 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 dam. Bam, 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 ba, dam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, it's suddenly canon that she has that necklace? There we go. Nice and on. Hey, Glennard Skinnerd. Hey, it's Yella. I'm Nokai. So, a sprint of yours has gone missing. Sorry to hear that. Plenty of travelers pass through these parts. Could you describe the fellow to me? Hume. Burly, wears a monocle, well-meaning idiot. A tiny Link? Do he look like Link? Yes, that sounds familiar. Mind you, I didn't see him myself. Well, I do believe one of our bounty hunters spied such a man when you were all battling that horde of spectral warriors. Yes, he was there. Ah, great. Get up. Come here a moment. There's someone who wants to speak with you. That's so. Make it quick. This shale ain't going to drink a shelf. If it ain't Freya, or brings you back to our neck of the woods. Now you mention it, I did see someone like that. Back there on the battlefield after you ran off to do more hero work. At first I thought he was going to attack me like just the spirit while it sits, but no, he just stood there striking a pose, trying to scare or seduce me. Damned if I could tell. Still, he was glowing, and I wasn't about to take any chances, so I said, "Hey, piss off, ghost," and I sent him back. Did he die, you ask? To which I say, what am I, a Kyrujan? Also, I've kept my mug waiting long enough. Good talk. Could it be? The Warrior of Darkness? Oh, it's you two. I thought that was your voice, but was convinced my ears were playing tricks on me. It's good to see you again. Didn't mean to eavesdrop, but we overheard you discussing the renegade poser. We've been searching for him for some time now. We're in sightings of Lakeland, you see. Barnard and I have been tasked with getting to the bottom of it. We've little in the way of useful information, though. All we know is that he appears without warning and strikes a disturbing pose. He's not causing any harm, if you discount the shock of a strange man gesticulating in general direction, that is. Nevertheless, we're worried his behavior might escalate. Have you been tasked with apprehending the miscreant as well? He's not a miscreant. Not quite, Barnard. Freya's come to track down a missing friend. You're a miscreant, I get to say, might be my friend. Cute. If the man you're looking for might be the one and the same, then why not work together? Between the three of you, you're bound to have better luck. I'd rather work with my lesbian daughter. You'd be an honor and a great help. We were just about to leave to gather testimonies that happens. Come and join us in Solon when you've finished here. We'll solve this mystery in no time. Thancred's lesbian. Hey, my lesbian daughter too. I raised that girl. I want to hear it. I sure do love my lesbian daughter. I love my gay son. Well, the Tri-Class is apparently called Do It for the Vine. Great. Might make myself a drink in a bit, but I'll wait. Snail, celebrate the new patch releasing. Oh, that fellow! I saw him the other day on the way home from Clearmount. I'd enjoyed one too many libations after my bath and ended up wandering off into the forest, where I knew the sun was dipping low, and the sky turning dark, and I was beginning to wonder if I'd ever make it home. Then I felt a gentle tug at my arm. And would you believe it, the odd-looking man led me out to the forest and set me back on the road. I think Fusey, which is nothing to imply, just struck his pose and walked on. I think one of the indicators to find out if, like, either Reen or Gaia, Gaia would be in there, is if they actually required you to finish the Eden raids to even get her in here. Or at least a certain part of the Eden raids. You see him? You bet I did. I was crossing through the forest of the Lost Shepherd on my way to deliver fish to the also imperative. Out of nowhere, this odd man leaped in front of me. I thought he was a bandit at first, but then he abruptly turned to the side, curled his neck, and put his fist to his head as if to say, I don't know. It was baffling. I ran when I realized he wasn't going to do anything else. He ain't just be a new snap. We shouldn't have to suffer posing vagabonds. Maybe I'll level botanist so I can get those custom deliveries, because that suit that Emilion seems to give you is he's good looking. Why, yes, I saw someone like that when I was out picking mushrooms in the forest. He even spoke to me. I was repulsed at first by his form, but he only wanted to warn me that fell beasts lurk in the forest and that I should be wary. Contrary to appearances, I'd say he was actually quite gentlemanly. He may look scary, he was quite the gentleman. Why else would he have warned me about the monsters? Very interesting look, what have you? Were you able to learn anything? It's definitely the guy I'm looking for. Not only has the poser caused no harm, he's even helped people? So he's a gentleman, albeit a suspicious one. Something of a contradiction, you might say, but there's no reason to doubt what we heard. Everyone seemed to encounter him in the forest of the Lost Shepherd, right? Then that's where we'll look next, shall we? We must find the man. Hi. I see you've brought my lesbian daughter. Yes, I was posing. I had things to do. Well, here we are, but how exactly are we supposed to begin our search? These woods are, well, woods. Leave it to me. Got a plan, do you? Far be it from me to doubt the Warrior of Darkness. Show us what you got in mind, and we'll back you up to the best of our ability. Do it! Perform the Manderville! I knew it. What? Hark! What familiar gentlemanly gyrations are these? It's him! The man himself! Oh no. Lightward, the forgiven gentleman. Fantastic. Fantastic. I see he still has the Stormblood makeup on. Oh. New regard, it's a Sin Eater.
It's not a...
No, wait, that's no Sin Eater. It's a gentleman. It's the Gentleman of Lights. Gentleman of Lights, who's this Gentleman of Light of whom you speak? I am forgiven gentleman, the devourer of sins, Light's warden extraordinaire. Stupid. You're stupid. That's a nice front shot of her. You might occasionally moonlight as a zombie overlord, but trust me, you're a gentleman expected. Inspector, Sin Eater! Inspector, Sin Eater! You're acquainted with this, sir? Gentlemen? Unfortunately. Alright then, clearly your friend has been through a lot, but still, how did he get it in his head he's a Sin Eater? Is there no way to bring back his memories? We gotta beat the shit out of him. No joke. Got it, Bob. It sounds like we're still trying to save him, right? Yeah, beating the shit out of him with bombs is kind of a thing. How is he able to run faster than me? What the fuck is going on? Finally, the volleyball episode. Oh, sweet. Like, get the picture? Yeah, I got the picture! Look at right, we killed him! No, we didn't. I say, Freya, I've resigned myself to Nashi's ungentle methodology. But you too, my brutish friend? It's the only method that works. Never mind that. I do not recall the world being quite so purple. Previously, I was with Nashi and Greg, wandering the bizarre, shadowy realm known as the Interspectorial Rift. HILDEBRAND proof that Highlanders are the strongest race in Net 14? That's right. Where am I? Who am I? Uh, the sickening light. That just gets it posturing. I know what you are. You're one of them, ain't you? What? What you need is a good old-fashioned dwarven decking. Piss off, ghosts! Oh no, the gyrations! Thor Ragnarok reference? Is that what Piss Off Ghost is? Run for your lives! It's a Sin Eater! Yeah. A Sin Eater? He's being scared of Thick confirmed. But I was there. I'm a Thailander, and they weren't that scared of me. Yeah, that's a vision of the man's past. No wonder he became convinced he was a Sin Eater. I saw it too. It was quite possibly the most ridiculous memory I've ever glimpsed. Answer me, my faithful assistants. Where are we? And why is it so purple? The first what? Are you telling me we've somehow traveled to an entirely different world? Good God, think I've sure at the very boundaries of time and space. Were you not my adoring fans, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, will return to you forthwith. And how do you plan on doing that, Hildebrand? Ah, I missed this. Would you guys mind if we take a... I think it's like... no, at the hour mark, we'll take a small break so I can go make myself a drink. Then we'll... Ooh. Bunny girl in butler uniform. Fantastic. You know what time I spent in this far-flung forest, as I can remember. We should be getting back to our own world soon. Would you happen to know how we might go about doing that? If I had my way, every girl would wear a suit. All of them. Restore my soul with a spirit vessel? Say no more. The cursory description was more than enough for me to grasp the concept completely. Say a bunny elf? Wearing the Manderville outfit? A brewed perfect cup of coffee. Which means our task is clear. We require the services of a skilled soul sommelier. I know a soul sommelier named Beck Luke. Splendid. I see that even in this world you rub shoulders with the cream. Let us pay this Beck Luke a visit. I'm not sure what you're planning to do with the souls, but if you require Beglug assistance, we can help. Why do you think I'm so mad at the delivery glam? I spent 15 bucks for a dress. I mean, it's a dress you wanted. You wanted an Alamegan dress, you got an Alamegan dress. Now there's a suit you wanted. Welcome to MMOs, Sarge. They trap you within them. This is just one of the good ones. Because, they don't try and trap you as much as usual. Like, there's a pair of boots I want, but it's on a $12 glam I need to get on the Mog store. I think I'm letting people's opinions get to me again. Was that someone else's opinion again? Dude, you got a dress you wanted. If you really enjoyed that dress, you can have, like, what? Why are you complaining about having it? You can have the dress and the suit. No, it's not you stole his sorceress outfit. I have that outfit, remember? The boots I'm talking about are the High Summoner boots. It's just a good pair of boots. It's just a good-looking pair of regular, like, boots that would fit one of my glams really well. Specifically, my casual glam. I think it would fit well with this one. My biggest problem with these boots is the claws on the toes. If those weren't there, these would be the perfect boots. The claws on the boots make it seem much more less casual. But they look good. Otherwise, they look good. They look good for casual wear. Bothers me so much. Have you considered the 1 million gil boots? Maybe. I'm not sure if that would fit well with the aesthetic I'm going with that one. Because those are like, you know, like rebel, like actual like punk boots. Boot sweep. Please tell me we get to talk with Rain. Oh no, it's someone demolished the room at the FC! Ah, the genius soul sommelier. You come highly recommended by Freya. What an adorable little puppy you Soul what? Puppy? I beg your pardon, but there seems to be some confusion. Puppy? Who is this imbecile, Freya? My imbecile, I'm afraid. I have half... It's Hildebrand. He wouldn't think... Of course he would think there's something that they're not. I have half a mind to make him dig a hole so I can throw him in it. But I presume he's a friend of yours, and one in need, no less. What? Another of your friends that needs to be sent back to the source? I'd forgotten how complex and difficult it was to do the last time, yet you waltz in here and ask me this favor with the air of one shopping for a new hat. His case is no different from the others, at least. He is present only in soul, as they were. Well, we need another spirit vessel, of course. You don't happen to have one on you already, do you? Can we not reuse the old... Okay, I think we can. Entrusted to you by the Crystal Exarch, you say. If only he knew how you were using it. Fortunately, I have a proxy on hand. We've been using it to treat patients at risk of transforming into eaters, but I suppose it's due for a change of pace. There is, however, one concern, in case I didn't make it clear before. The process can place a great strain upon one's soul. If he is lacking in resilience, there's a chance his will not survive. That his very essence will be rent asunder. He's a gentleman of light! That's a risk I'm willing to take. After what he's lived through, it would be implausibly anticlimactic for him to die like that. Frey knows me all too well. Assure you, my good sommelier, who is most certainly not a dog. You needn't worry for Hildebrand, Heliodor, Maximilian Mandeville. Yes, I get the distinct impression that the gods themselves could not kill him if they tried. And they have. Come along, then, Hildy. I can't be bothered to remember that name. 1,000 thanks. Somebody point me to the soul siphon, and I shall hop right in. The rest of you can wait here. I promise I won't touch him, no matter how much I might be tempted. There's gotta be something that stops him. You'll be pleased to know that the process was smooth and uneventful. Honestly, I was hoping for more of a challenge. All you need to do is take a spirit vessel back to the source and bring it into contact with his corporeal body. He should awaken immediately with his soul and memories intact. Something has to happen. There's nothing else. Why should be getting back to our duties. Just a pleasure, Frey. If all too brief. I won't pretend I understood even a fraction of what happened, but I'm glad I was there for it. Till we meet again, rest assured that Thaler and I will be doing our damnedest to look after the people here in your absence. What about Reen? What's she doing? What is my lesbian daughter doing? Is this truly the end? Wait, that's not the right one, is it? Oh, it is! We got it! No, it's not! Completely wrong. It's comma. Just saw a door in front of me. It's like, yep, that looks faintly like the door. I know. That's over here. Oh, my friends are here. Emergency? What emergency? Where's his body? Emergency say, that's great, but we have another problem. His body has gone missing. He was sent to the market and shopping. When we came back, he was nowhere to be seen. I double checked that every door was locked before we left, but there's nothing to suggest someone forced their way in. We got a case on our hands, the case of the evaporating inspector. We must begin our investigation at once. Come on, let's start looking for witnesses. Did I see anyone carried out of that house, you ask? I was too distracted and with stock taking to make note of any comings or goings. I sorry I couldn't be of more help. Maybe. I did not see anyone carry a person into that house, no. But I did see a man carrying a particularly large sack, so heavy he strained to lift it. I didn't think much of it at the time, but now that you mention it, it was a bit suspicious. Dubious individual? Who the fuck are you? You are the man says he has vital information that will help us in our investigation. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Delian, editor-in-chief of the Stavnarian Truth, a monthly publication devoted to exploring unexplained and otherworldly phenomena of our isle. Your companion shared with me the news of your friend's disappearance, and I happen to know precisely who is behind the incident. But if you may not like to answer, for your kidnapper is not of this star. What? They came from the heavens, from beyond the great expanse. They descend in curious saucer-shaped airships to study our world. our society, our buildings, our very bodies. UFOs? Aliens? You shudder, no doubt, as you realize of whom I speak. It couldn't be you protest. Oh, but it could, and it is. Your dear friend, the inspector, has been abducted by aliens. Oh, but you'll be fine, you assure yourself. After all, they just want to understand us better. You poor deluded child! That they do, but to what end? Why else? That they might one day take over our world! Oh no! Oh my god, I just noticed the lullaby in the background. It's the creeper! That creeper's all about. That's sneaking on Nashu. Yeah, the creeper's in the background. It's great. What is worse, they plot to do so with the aid of collaborators. The Chileans are in league with our would-be overlords, fighting the aliens with final. It's the Lilliput, isn't it? Understand vulnerabilities exchange for position of power within the regime. The final days was also the work of these alien invaders, an attempt to sow chaos that our world would be easier to conquer. Blessedly, it was thwarted, if only by dumb luck, as those that did the thwarting were blissfully unaware of the true nature of the threat. Dude. I had hoped the setback would discourage the aliens from coming back, if not move them to abandon their ambitions. But it would seem events have only emboldened them, if they are indeed carrying out abductions here in Mazatan. Even as we speak, your friend lays prone on a sterile bed in their base on the surface of the moon, where they poke and probe with inscrutable instruments as their floppy ears wiggle with fiendish delight. Ah, but I've said too much. I must continue with my investigation in secret. The fate of our world is at stake. Alright, Dib. Get out of here. I think I raised my voice a bit too much. Oh, we have to go to the moon and save the inspector at once! I think he has human material short of a full mill. Yeah, and that guy's kind of right. You don't think there's somewhere getting probed by aliens? But if not then who's probing him? A man carrying a 60 large sack? That sounds promising. Maybe someone else can tell us more. Someone up ahead may have seen something. Let's ask around. Oh no, she's... Oh god, get away from me! Get away from me! Ooh, that's a cool gunblade. Jeez. Yeah, it'd be that man with the large sack. I know it. Oregon is apparently are the nicest people. You got such gentle eyes and long snouts. Two, longer than anyone ever met in the Ordzia. Thanks, Nasha. The man with the sack? Indeed, I couldn't help but take note of him as he passed, playing so very hard to be conspicuous as he was. He descended to Alzadal's path, then went over to the fountain. Well, he met with a merchant, I believe. Such a hefty sack it was. My mind was racing with the possibilities of what it might contain. That had to be our man, right? We need to hunt down that merchant. Hold on, we're due. Oh, nice jumping there. Is this the first time they've had a square? I remember there only being circles. It's good, wasn't it? Reminds me of the giant statue of Lord Godbert, the gold saucer. Once he stretches back on his feet, we'll have to show him. A man with a large sack? Ha! You bet it's all. In fact, I sold him my chocobo. First, I told him to get lost. The bird and I go way back and so forth, but he was in a hurry, and his offer was very generous. When you're in my line of work, you can't afford to get too sentimental, and now I can buy a whole stable's worth of chocobos. Did he say he was planning to go next? He was wondering something about having to get to Saltwind's welcome in a hurry. Probably why he was desperate for a chocobo. It's a long way to go on foot, never mind the sack. Did you hear that, Freya? We need to head to Saltwind's welcome right away! My head's getting a bit dizzy. Might be yelling a bit too much. Maybe it's perhaps I didn't eat much. I ate like a banana today. Maybe I'll have a kind bar. Get some protein in my body. 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 And she's mysterious man with a mysterious sack must be near. Keep your eyes peeled. Over there! That man is definitely up to no good! Who is it? Oh! Maybe he's waiting for a co-conspirator. Stay outside and watch what happens. Batu? That's racist. Oh, Mr. Chupacabra? Well, he especially told us he had put the evil schemes behind him. He wouldn't lie, would he? Do you think people would really just do that? Lie? The goods appear to be none the worse for wear. Very well, your payments as promised. My client would be most pleased. What? Is that? What the fuck? Oh no, is he going to beat the inspection of that giant sea monster? Not sure. We need to talk. Our pleasure as always, Dr. Lugay. What the fuck is this? Is that... That name's familiar. Is that... From the Tower of Babel? Oh my god, what is he fucking doing here? I knew it wasn't the end of him! Bibble. That says the Bibble. You question the word of the mighty Jimmy? So this is the one who's said to be the strongest, most resilient in all the world. The Mandeville Man. None other. He has weathered countless explosions and multitude of martial abuses, including a devastating suplex I myself did witness. It is even said he survived a journey to Dalamud himself, and survived the Lesser Moon's fall, with nary a scratch. Oh, he had scratches. He had fucking scratches. Most fortunately for us, he has fallen into a coma from which I am assured he will never wake. You are free to do with his body as you please. Even the mightiest of warriors can't fight while asleep. Those meddlers may have gotten the better of me and my beautiful boy in the Tower of Babel, but my next child will be all but invincible. With this body mine to command, I will get a bloody, glorious revenge. Yeah, my bonus, Dr. Duguay. But when might I expect the rest of my payment? I have debts that must be repaid. After it's left for gone for good, the vast fortune of House Brutus is entirely at my disposal. I shall shower you with wealth, my loyal minion. And I shall gladly accept the spoils, Doctor, and resolve never to renounce my wicked ways, for surely this time I will suffer no comeuppance. His clothes and scratches. No, he had bruises. He had bruises and scratches. He was dirtied up. I'm sorry, I cannot allow this to continue any further. Oh no! My comeuppance! Oh no! Well, 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 if it isn't the error of my ways. He's taking Hildebrand! Wait, Dr. Legge, my payment! Wake up, Inspector! I think you have to get what? What? Because of the consequences of my own actions, that's right. I can't believe that fucking works. Then again, it is a Hildebrand Mandeville questline. Of course. Critically, the world's no longer purple! Stop moving, damn you! You're supposed to be the comatose centerpiece of my glorious revenge! Mandeville man! Oh no. No, let go! Hildebrand! Hildebrand! Oh, mommy! Oh, he's going to the moon, no doubt. Or is he? Yep, he's going to the moon. We're going to the moon next for the story, people. Uh-oh. Not again! I guess we're not going to the moon. Or are we? What are we doing? They're fucking with us. It's like, oh yeah, you're going to the moon. No, you're not. I love the physics on its mouth. It's actually amazing. No! It'd be hilarious if that's how he dies. I say that was a rather dramatic series of events to awaken to, but more importantly, after a brief detour, I find myself in my own world once more. My sincere apology for causing you such trouble, my loyal assistants. I rejoice for Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Of course he lives. Nothing can kill this man. Oh my god. Oh no, he's going up again! What? Did the creature just get taken away? I'm guessing we'll be seeing him on the moon next time. Wait, Inspector! I knew it! I knew it! An alien abduction, never think I would have the chance to witness one with my own eyes! This month's issue of the Thunder and Truth shall be the best one yet! Can we have that mask? And just when I thought we finally had the inspector back, off he went, and then came back, and then floated off again. I know it's not the first time he's taken to disguise that warning, but still, it's always a little disappointing. Still, there's no use crying over flying inspectors. Let's return to Razatan. So there's gotta be more, right? It's kinda sad that we didn't get more of him in the first. It was pretty quickly just like, oh yeah, he's out of the first. Like, I find that kinda disappointing. Here I was hoping to see Reen with the facial animations of the Hildebrand quest lines. Let's get it together now, because in the case we solved, if the Inspector Nashi will solve the mystery of your disappearance again. And don't you worry, Freya. As soon as I have a new lead, you'll be the first to know. Till next time. Meanwhile, in Mare Lamentorum. Oh no! Oh my god! It's a pick-a-man. With astute mind and explosive panache, he'll find the crime, crack the case in a flash. Dashing, debonair, pure gentleman flair, our agent of inquiry, Hildebrand Mandeville. Truth and justice never go out of style. See you, Inspector. Well, I found a new reaction image. So yeah, aliens are confirmed. Alright! So that's the Hildebrand Mandeville. And there's gonna be more. We'll be going to the moon next for that. Next, we should do the either Tataru or Omega. We'll probably do Omega next. I'm interested to see their exploits. They should be in Charlian, if I remember reading. Sarge, do you know where they are? Was it in Charlian? Charlian, got it. Yeah, we're gonna go there, and then we're gonna take a small break, because it's already an hour, so... I'm gonna make myself a drink, probably get something to eat. Yep, just a small bar, kind bar, give me some protein in there. Alright, we'll be back. Please, I want you all to stand up, stretch, maybe get a snack, go to the bathroom, do what you need to do, while I go and do things. Alright. We're back. Got myself a drink. Alright. So, it should be called what? Levy your philanthropy. Dole Dash. Heartless Hypothesis. Curse you for leaving yourself in Charlene free. I really like the music here, what can I say? Maybe I should go and grab that custom delivery. Ah, okay. That was when I heard the ending parts of flow. Oh, does that have nothing to do with the custom deliveries? My bad. Delivery is unlocked. How do I unlock it? Endwalker, complete the quest. Go west, craftsman. Alright, so I need... I need one crafting or gathering job at level 80. I do. I do have that. That is a thing I have. My botanist. I like the outfit. It's very cute. Look there. Look at her gathering outfit. Might as well grab that, but since it's on the way, you'll go ahead and grab the Omega one. Yeah, gathering can be pretty fun. Alright, that's blown the cobwebs away. Time to return to work. Gotcha! Goodness me, look who it is! How incredibly serendipitous that I should run into you of all people. As part of the team which designed the Ragnarok, you see, we've recently begun processing coming through the vessel's flight log data. Our objective of your journey to Ultima Thule is to save our star and countless others, of course, but also provide us with an invaluable trove of information, records of places and events we can only dream of. Your safe return gave us much to be thankful for. As it so happens, one thing we pulled from the log was a transmission of unknown origin, something the ship must have intercepted during its flight. We leave it to an auto message, but even our most talented linguists have been unable to decipher language. Today may be the day that we finally solve the mystery. So glad would you can come along to Thamazine? It seems fitting to have one of the Ragnarok's original passengers present to hear history being made. Let me just check my journal. How am I doing on quests? Good. Okay, so I can go ahead and grab that one. Becoming a botanist, I got level 83 thanks to the firmament. The only times you ever actually see Alpha and Omega outside of the quest, the Omega Ray quest line, is you can see them in Mordona in the kitchen. It's actually really interesting that they're there. It makes me curious if they actually appear anywhere else. Hello, Kialiapo. You're the one Scarlet was telling about. Freya, yes? Just the one I was hoping to see. It's true, where the CDM is the most prestigious educational institution in all of Charlian. As such, we make a point of only working with the best educators and students. The Gleaners we employ are also held to the same high standards, of course, which is perhaps why it has been so difficult to find the assistants we need of late. Surely understands how we're finding competent and capable help. That you are come here, I suggest you are willing to lend a hand, no? I'm certain you would have much to gain from working with us, if so. Do let me know should you commit to lending your services to the stadium. I should warn you, however, there is much I must explain ere you begin, so please be certain you have sufficient time to spare. Allow me to explain our work here. Presidents of our many faculties gather and searchers meet in order to do business with and recruit reputable individuals such as yourself. Allow me to briefly introduce those here at present. Here we have Boric from the Faculty of Archaeology. There's assistance to one Professor Rurusha, is currently seeking a skilled metalworker to help restore an ancient relic. Then there's Jude, who belongs to the Faculty of Astronomy. He seems to be looking for an artisan able to work with leather, cloth, or wood, but he wouldn't tell me much more than that. He's awfully shy, you see. Next we have Debroy, a student studying in the Faculty of Medicine. I'm fairly sure she's carrying out research under the supervision of Professor Gavaroche. At any rate, she's after someone who knows a thing or two about medicine and nutrition. Alchemy. And here's Hinageshi, of the Faculty of Anthropology. Told me she's searching for botanists and miners at present, by the sounds of it. And, by the sounds of it, she and Professor Tankin are dealing with a formidable task. Last but not least, Professor Takatia, the Associate Professor of Atheology. I hear he's in need of official help to help him conduct research for his thesis. Unfortunately, things do not seem to be progressing well for him at the moment. You have to leave everyone lurch after you agreed to help them. Excuse me, kind madam. You might beg a moment of your time. I work under Professor Tankin, and I'm in search of a capable botanist to assist with his research. In your profession, that is your profession, is it not? In which case, I wish to discuss potential employment with the Faculty of Anthropology. Assuming, that is, you have an interest in our work. Magnificent. Searchers Meet, where we currently find ourselves, is a place where gleaners connect to the faculty and students of the studium. Let's acquire the necessary materials for our studies, and also provides us with a place to store supplies and specimens. And with your help, I believe I may be able to procure what is needed for the professor's research. Of course, such work is predicated on the assumption Professor Tinkin has decided on a focus for his next project, which sadly, he has not. Would you say he's the indecisive sort? Oh, that's certainly one way of putting it. If he doesn't hurry and submit a research proposal to the student soon, he'll be unable to secure funding for his work. Why, his very tenure could be cut short. That would be a great loss to his student, as he's a remarkable scholar, the very definition of calm and collected, until he discovers something that piques his interest. That when his cheeks take on a rosy hue, honestly, it's like he regresses to being a young boy. Huh. Returning to the topic at hand, your first act would be to procure Professor Tankin himself. I imagine you'll find him somewhere in Nomenon, if you'd be so kind. Pray offer him a slice of Archon loaf, like as not, he's forgotten to eat as usual. me of dawning at times, but I've spent enough time with the professor to know he's in there somewhere. You're the one that wants to get bred by him, aren't you? I've heard of one of them that wants to get bred by, like, an Owl Ra. Anyway, we're doing... I mean, have you seen Batu? Batu is pretty dashing. Anyway, we came here to do the Omega stuff, so I'll leave that to maybe another stream. We're here to do the 6.15 stuff. Coming through! Where we're to meet the engineers from Garden Ironworks, who I'm told potentially hold the key to unlocking a mystery transmission. It can be along at any moment. Sorry we're late, we have to try to find the right... God, is that you, Freya? Wedge! Wedge? No, Biggs. Biggs. Yes, the woman herself. I ran into her at the harbor and thought if anyone deserved to hear this message deciphered, it was Freya Frostchain. No argument there, but bugger me if you don't have a knack for being in the right place at the right time. This actually has more to do with you than you might think, so please, do stick around. Shall I pick up from where he left off then? As I was saying, we think this transmission, the Ragnarok, is a message of some kind, albeit in a language entirely alien to our ears. Alien being the operative word here, considering we received the message out into the great expanse. Its origin was likely some distant star. Unfortunately, our list of off-world allies is apparently rather short, thus we resigned to the fact that the meaning behind the message would remain beyond our understanding. One of my colleagues, however, refused to give up. She remembered the Ironworks engineers who had been so helpful in the construction of the Ragnarok, and turned to them for insight into our seemingly impossible problem. Do you know what Wedge said when he heard what was going on? No, I don't know. We should have Omega listen to it. I bet it can tell what the message means. Not the Omega U-Bear in the Rift, of course. He's talking about the toy that trundles around with Alpha. The little model we made. We originally designed it to follow a chosen target and now it's out, but I've seen it acts in ways that, well, it's like it has a mind of its own. Then I got to thinking about those documents you lot sent the Chief. The full report on the final days. And the part about Omega civilization, it said that the people discovered how to convert the mind into the data and sort outside the body. Timing being what it was. I wonder if Omega didn't somehow transfer its consciousness to our metal right before you put an end to the real one. Here it come! It's them! They're here! So, in an effort to get to the bottom of that, as well as to take a crack at this decipher message, we decided to make some modifications. With help from Labyrinthos technicians, we've upgraded our toy Omega with a fully functional vocalization module. Drink some water. Look at him! Are you in there, Omega? Affirmative. If by Omega you are referring to my consciousness rather than my entire former chassis existing inside this considerably smaller frame. Interesting. Prediction. You will formulate several misconceptions. These I shall preemptively dismiss based on the following facts. 1. Vocalization module aside, this chassis remains unmodified from the design constructed by the engineers Biggs and Wedge. I evaluate its combat capabilities to be on par with a mortal infant. 2. The mechanism which allowed me to perform an emergency transfer of my consciousness was installed in my previous body. With the destruction of that body, I am rendered incapable of replicating such a feat. Should this current material form be destroyed or cease to function, all cognitive awareness or presence I possess will also be lost. Conclusion. I present no threat to you or your star, nor do my projections indicate the necessity to inflict harm. Plus, I really like Alpha. In the fraction of a moment before my annihilation in the rift, I re-examined my directives. If I am to fulfill my purpose as an evolving construct, then I must continue my journey for improvement for as long as I exist. I must acquire this heart of yours, this strength of soul. Well, there you have it. And it's not wrong about its combat capabilities. It'd be more likely to damage itself than the thing it's trying to attack. But let's not forget the reason we brought you here in the first place. What about the transmission they played for you? Could you recognize the language? Affirmative. It was transmitted in Pan-Galactic Basic. Pan-Galactic Basic? A common language and comparatively extensive usage throughout the world we have conquered. Which means you can finally tell us what the message said. That is a language you understand, yes? I understand it perfectly. I am fluent in over 1/6 million distinct dialectal codings. My cooperation in this matter, however, is conditional. Elaboration. Your chief said utilizes the floor as part of his unorthodox filing system, which allowed me to scan the report on the final days. I am aware that my home star, the one you call Alphatron, was obliterated in the aftermath of Sir and Meteon's meeting. Oh my god, Alpha's sitting! The existence of Dynamis was not previously factored into my projections, but I now comprehend the concept in theory. What fails to compute is why the Omicrons were not immune to its effects. Dynamis should have no influence on a race which possesses no heart. And yet Sir expressed to Meteon a desire to cease existing. Illogical. I must pursue this alarmingly further, until the full equation becomes clear to me. I must analyze all the elements of the final days, and deepen my understanding of the heart's intangible properties. To expedite this process, I require an external interpretation of those sections of the report, which would continue to reproduce errors in my calculations. I request the assistance of Freya Frostfang, as one who experienced the ravages of ultimate despair on multiple fronts, the displayed immeasurable heart in engineering my defeat. She is optimal choice to fulfill this role. Alpha's falling asleep! So we either agree to conditions, or you tell us nothing. I'm sorry to put you in a spot like this, Freya. If you have the time, and the patience to spare, we'd all be grateful. If you could humor the toy's demands. As Alpha dozed off, I suppose the subject was a bit technical. Look at him! He's so sleepy! The sleepy little birdie! Rouse yourself, Alpha. You must listen to and consider these matters even as I must. Why don't you make a trip out of it? You know, actually visit the place that has the things that I want to ask about. It'll make explaining stuff easier, and for one, and also keep Alpha awake and alert. Oh, that was loud. Where? Quick, where? He's on for some dangerous journey. In fact, maybe we should put out making a report for now. Mutually beneficial option. Logical. Setting aside the matter of Sir, there are 3 elements of the report on which I desire clarification. The first of these concerns the progression of the final days in Razatan. I recognize no patterns in those who succumbed to the transformation and those who did not. That's a bit of a trek. It's a tricky one to chat with the locals. How would we lend you an airship? We don't require such outmoded technology. Various transportation spell is the most efficient option for long-distance travel. Its chassis is a model, essentially a toy, and Alpha, despite its organic composition, is indistinguishable from a stuffed doll. Conclusion, we qualify as material possessions. Pick us up and you can teleport the three of us to our destination. Let's start! Get that water! Get that water! Oh, sorry, just checking my email for a moment. And strength apart. Confirming that city will require the cooperation of live subjects. Where is the ward designated for residential habitation? Ah, comma. Should comma set as our sub destination, please take the lead in a subject and select the subjects we have to interview. They're accompanying me! Look at them go! Quick, 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 quick! Apparently unfazed by the prospect of climbing the stairs. Alright, so there's navigation over your scanning functionality. You must lead the way. Warning, please avoid stairs whenever possible. My projections indicate high risk probability for accidental slippage, leading to catastrophic structural damage. Stepped inclines also increase my energy consumption by 63%. In moral terms, they tire me out. Taking into account the difference in individual limb length, design is inherently flawed. A convenient step height for one is exhausting trial for another. Were I to oversee the study design of the settlement, I would construct a sloped conveyor belt which enabled automatic traversal, zero personal energy expenditure. Alright, well, we're going up the stairs. Die, Omega, die! Oh wow. I'm gonna wait. Oh. Are you a traveler? Please, if you have a moment, I could use an outsider's perspective. Right, here's an answer. You see, I was one of the ones who sought to escape the madness plaguing the world by fleeing to the moon. Not that we ever went in the end. Here I am, recently returned from Charlian. Except now things are strained between my sister and I, since she chose to stay and I chose to leave. I asked her to help me find work. It's just I look somewhere that isn't Davner. As if I wanted to abandon my home. Ah, it makes me so angry. Your point is unclear. You elected to relocate to Star Satellite, thus your does not perceive you in a negative light. Your sibling's judgment is an error. Based on information made available to Han citizens, your decision to withdraw from the moon was both logical and correct. Conversely, the decision to remain in Azahan, despite the low probability of survival, defies explanation. Perhaps our reasoning pathways are faulty. That's right. I'm not sure what you're saying, but I'm right, aren't I? Or so I'd like to think. The problem is I understand why my sister feels this way. I decided against going myself. Even then, I wasn't sure that leaving behind everything I loved was the right choice. And with the way it all turned out. Oh, hello again. You're the one who came to ask me questions about Kazal. I'm glad you look around after all that unpleasantness. I remember the burning skies and hearing the screams. But truth be told, I'm still confused as to what actually happened. I know it wasn't unusual for entire families to go missing. Many of my neighbors' houses lie empty even now. Kazal's place is one of them. He had no close relatives to speak of. I heard that it was the members of the consortium who claimed to have removed his belongings. What a terrible thing to have to do. Terrible. Kazal's passing was recorded in the report. Clearing out his domicile and renting it for new habitation using the appropriate allocation of resources. Yeah, me, what a clever little contraption. For sounds against you making use of his quarters, that would be wasteful. It's simply that Kazal was always such a vigorous person. All that passion, all those dreams, suddenly gone. I feel the same sorrow for everyone who was lost, seeing the remnants of those vibrant lives packed away in boxes. That is what I mean by terrible. Here in, boy! Here in, boy! Hey, don't I know you? Yes, after the beasts were taken care of, you told me to join everyone in the square. Thanks to you, I was there when Vitra gave a speech. I found out who Varshan really was. It's a shame we don't get to play it like we used to. Mama says Vitra has been busy putting the city back into order. Maybe I can work for him one day, when I'm a man grown. Vitra, Midgard Stormer's offspring, yes, and this child wishes to put himself at the worm's command, that he might make his own contribution to society. A pattern emerges. I predict that the harnessed survivors are those who had ingested Vitra's blood and became his draconic minions. Though dragons were no match for their civilization's might, their combat capabilities are not to be underestimated. It is unlikely they would experience emotions of dread or uncertainty as exhibited by lesser beings in times of undue stress. Dragons? I'm not a dragon, and I never ingested anyone's blood either. You are not a Vitra's horde. So you possess no hidden means to fight off the beasts. What a fear then. You were frightened? Yes, I was frightened. I just hid and hoped they wouldn't find me, at least until she told me it was safe to come out. But yeah, I require a moment of processing, but let's move apart and discuss our findings. Processing data, evaluating hypothesis against accumulated evidence. I hope you guys don't mind if I go and just get... I'm still feeling a bit lightheaded, so I'll get like a cheese stick or something. I'll be right back. Something to film me. Alright, correct. Alright. After an analysis of each subject's testimony, each side their responses conflict with my assessment. By identifying the root cause of this conflict, I'll be unable to properly define what constitutes strength of heart. That's right, you see lies in the conflict itself. case, it's imperative that I continue this learning process and repair any fundamental misconceptions. Next, I wish to direct an individual who, under similar circumstances, to calls all prior to his transformation. I acquainted with any local merchants who have dealings with him. Oh, Matsuya. Or Jinbaha. Sure. Him too. I was hoping we get to talk to Best Boy again. Look who it is. I must thank you again for your help in moving our textiles. Recovering from those tragic events has been difficult, of course, but with everyone's pulling together, we managed to get things back up and running. Baha, I come with questions relating to that tragedy, specifically your survival of the final days. Oh, I forgot to do the extra talk. Damn it! Why, what is the critical difference between you and him? What? I'm sure I don't know. I'm not especially brave or courageous, if that's what you're asking. Perhaps being focused on protecting our workshop put me from spinning into a panic. Still, I imagine Kalzal would have been feeling the same sense of responsibility. Perhaps the weight of it all is what invited his demise. You were of the same mind, resolved to the same purpose, yet your strength of heart, of spirit, was not equal. If merely emulating this individual is insufficient, some other unseen factor must be involved. I'm not to interrupt these deep philosophical musings, but do you think I could ask you a small favor? Sure. You know, the name of Nashvan, who's been helping with Tatika while you get back on his feet. I have a feeling he'd benefit from speaking with you. Okay, what? Well, those just powers seem to imply this ironworks uniform is the best attire anyone can wear. The equipment being manufactured is worn to perform specific duties. Yes, conceptually, it seems analogous to our practice of switching frames to better serve our mission objectives. I've been able to begin existence with the Omega model. I was supplied with the same issue Omicron chassis, serial number M017. On this world, that alphanumeric combination would be considered my given name. Such designations are drawn from our nearly infinite register of celestial bodies to avoid the possibility of duplication. Furthermore, the cluster known as M017 is better expressed in your language as the Omega Nebula. This is Omega with advanced weapon construct. It is also my name, and I see no reason to change it no matter which frame I inhabit. Alpha and Omega. You were the Scions. You were there. Yes, I'm sure of it. I'll never forget that day. You and your friends helped us escape when people began changing into beasts. My own son, he was afflicted. And that huge monstrosity loomed right over him, and I remember my heart turning to ice, freezing in place as that shot came to my aid, but then he too was gone. Yep. He's that guy. Memories run together in my mind, like flashes from a nightmare. Only the words of your comrade still ring clear. I repeated them over and over like a mantra, and I fought for my life. You must run, for their sake and your own. It all seemed so surreal, which was probably what saved me from the transformation. The truth of it didn't sink in until the worst of it was over. I have not the words to describe how I felt then. The sorrow, the overwhelming sense of helplessness. I may still be wallowing in misery if not for my old friend Jnababa. I had lost my will to work, and he encouraged me with kind words and odd jobs. Now, somehow, I live again. I am thankful to him to the courageous Iowan, and to you. You see, comrades, please let another efforts were not in vain. Aww. You said you lost your will to work. This signifies a cessation of efforts to maintain basic life functions, yes? What changed to distract you from that stagnation? An offer of work from the Janawa should mean little to one without the desire to accept it. Was it some manner of mortal instinct, a primal need to survive and thrive? Instinct? No. No, it wasn't that. If anything, my instincts were telling me to lay down and welcome an end to the pain. Every day I think of my boy's final moments. I think of how scared he must have been, how it must have hurt, and I want to scream my throat raw. The satrap too still haunts my dreams. I see him being swallowed whole, and don't awake in his cold sweat. But something changed when Jinbaha came to me. I looked up and saw that even without my son or Haiwan, all around me continued to turn, and because that grieved me so, I knew it fell to me to live on and remember them. Strange, isn't it? What drives me to rise in the morning is the very sorrow which once crippled me. I do not understand! Explodes. Now, I must really must return to work. To lose my job after everything I just said would be a poor jest indeed. Sorrow. The emotion generated by mortals when their ideals fail to materialize. This I have observed. Yet when I listen to how Nashvan's sorrow served to rescue him from near fatal despondency, his logic eludes me. Am I incapable of perceiving the full measure of the heart's properties? My best projections fail to predict our subject's responses, and despite their almost equal occupational and mental parameters, Gina Baha and Skazal exhibited different reactions to the Dinos effect. I am no cluster to recognize the patterns for involuntary transformations, and your ephemeral mortal spirits confound me as much, if not more, than they did before. Have you considered that there is no pattern to the people afflicted? No pattern? You implied that this transformation was not contingent on individual fortitude, rather a random contribution of environmental factors. Such a theory would explain the otherwise conflicting data. Very well, I shall accept this as provisional conclusion to this part of my investigation. I do, however, expect you to continue supplementing my education in part-related matters. Goodbye. I get a present? I get a present! Wait, under the Isobard contingent and the citizens of Garmald. The report described the contingent purposes as the salvation of the local populace. Furthermore, both factions faced a common enemy in the Telephoroi. Why did they not immediately combine forces to their mutual benefit? Their inconsistency requires closer examination. Freya, initiate teleportation. Television Central, evaluating immediate environs, a cold weather region by Aetherish standards, but significantly less extreme than a star with ice planet classification. This body should not be unduly impeded. In contrast to Alpha, it is an uncontrollable shivering. My frame appears highly resistant to low temperatures. Retrieving data records indicate that remnants of the continued force and number of Imperial citizens yet inhabit this location. Alright, we're talking to more people. Cool. This sounds about Garlemald, one of my favorite parts of Endwalker. Right, I've come to see how things are progressing, have you? I can't speak for the royal strategy, but communication with the locals has become a damn sight easier since Judas and the soldiers stepped in to help. Are you claiming that minions don't cost extra? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Like I'm making an alpha? Yeah, what about them? Like, what do you mean they don't cost extra? Great, you consider this level perhaps acceptable? The reality of your efforts falls far short of the ideal. If your aim is to provide efficient succor to the local populace, throwing the numbers into your command structure would be the optimal path. I won't go that far. We're not looking to take over the nation. Oh, to teleport? Yeah. I thought it was obvious. So while it may not be the easiest decision, I agree to continue slow and set the approach. I'm just happy with saving lives. I was of your conscript until not so long ago. I was lucky enough to have a decent commanding officer. Many guardians treated provincials like we were less than people. Oh, Femi's here! I didn't even realize that! Hey! Hey, girl! Somewhat strange to me in some ways other than the rising stones. Can't say I'm enjoying the cold, but I'm doing what I can to survive. As it were, every sort of cultural exchange with Guardians, I share with them songs of the Warning Mistral, and they share with me stories of Emperor Solus and the Assassin of Legend. Learning who their heroes are and what qualities they admire in people has been most edifying. I feel this venture will serve to deepen our mutual understanding and strengthen our nascent relationship. Interesting. Interesting. A shout from the past. Yes, I know you can make your spoils. Have you come to laugh at me? The wretch who chose to lose Lucindia and her sister rather than accept your help. The fool will end up relying upon your charity nonetheless. Perhaps I deserve your derision. My grand surely scored my failed conviction. I have shamed my people and brought dishonor upon my nation. I am no better than a kept beast, my pride sold for a bowl of feed. But my soul, nay, that you shall not have. I have refused your hunting offers of a new home. This land is where I belong, and this is where I shall remain. You demonstrate opposition to contingent overtures. On that basis, you refuse this cooperation. The data suggests the local populace is struggling to produce the bare minimum of sustenance. What? Must I be mocked by a Magitech toy now? No, I have no secret strategy. No binding orders. I but comport myself as any true Gallian patriot would. Uncompromising. Unbending. Blast it all. Once again, this input is unanticipated. Let's move aside and proceed what we have heard. Process what we've heard. Hi, you. Hello, you sweet little boy. Who's a sweet good boy? Look at your boy. Give him a pet. Good boy. Bang, bang. I realized this most recently, but made comparisons to our discoveries in Razat Han. Unexpectedly, the responses from both contingent member and Imperial citizen were highly irrational. Mercifully, any Omicron consuming the predicaments would have echoed my assessment exactly. The divergence from self-evident logic is key. Hypothesis: the illogical relationship between would-be saviors and suffering populace, and the result of the unpredictable nature of mortal hearts. Any property or ability has inherent advantages and disadvantages. It never have encountered such a unique detriment. It appears that those who share your metaphysical capabilities are prone to complicating simple and cognitive processes. An undesirable quality, I will, however, persist in furthering my understanding of the subject. Prior to performing the next step, I wish to know who this Licinia the Emperor mentioned. Sad story. Acknowledged. To summarize, insufficient data on foreign culture results in an inadvisable and ultimately fatal action. I witnessed such self-destructive behavior during the course of our planetary conquests. Overwhelmed enemy forces would voluntarily withdraw into perilous regions, leading to a succession of inevitable losses. Tangential data request. I wish to learn about burial customs. The practice has ever seemed nonsensical, but new data suggests it arises from the same source as your cognitive complications. Good post. Have a nice day. Thank you, Zagnos. Have a nice day to you, too. Take me to the Licinia's burial site. It may aid me in understand. Energy delivery systems compromised. Core temperature critically low. Warning: immediate heating required. Request: apply friction to outer frame. I request additional climate shielding as well as an accurate temperature sensor array. This will not affect my survival capabilities, but should improve my basic survival rate. Reconfirming sub-destination. In which direction will we find Vector spoils? Acknowledged. Close enough to envelop me in your feathers, you are permitted to carry me on your back if you so choose. Aww. That's cute. Pat the robot. Alright, how's everyone doing? We're still going pretty strong. But we still have Tara's Grand Endeavor after this, so we still have a bit to go before we decide to end it. I need to drink some water. Ugh. Ah, stretchy stretch. Ooh. You know what? We probably should take a small break once we get to some music. Oh? It appears to be asking object of my interest. You're Rose's champion, aren't you? Freya Frostfang. Oh, I never introduced myself, did I? I am Manius, soldier of the First Legion and comrade of Ulysses. Perhaps you remember me from Tertium. We spoke about collecting ceruleum and again later on after Lord Quintus had passed. I'm afraid I don't. Sorry. Manius, explanation requested. What is the reason for your presence here? That must be the tiniest magic weapon. No, it's just an naughty ship communicant, isn't it? In any case, I have nothing worthy to report. I had the sisters who used to live in my sector were buried here, so I thought I'd come and pay my respects. Such a haunting song, man. I've noticed they told me a story, complete with profuse apologies, but they're adamant that no amount of remorse could erase the tragedy of what came to pass. Not that my fellow soldiers and I are in any place to judge. We were manipulated, fooled into starting an insurrection which led to countless deaths among our own countrymen. Objection. The casualties incurred through your fighting are distinct from those caused by Ilsabard contingent. Free state, you are justified in seeking restitution from the contingent for causing the deaths of Lucini and her sister. Retaliation for damages sustained is also a logical progression. No, that's stupid, you little fucking robot. I can deduce your reasons. Why do you not initiate hostilities with Freya and her allies? 1. You judge your remaining forces to weaken the content effectively of the contingent. 2. Your emotions are complicating the issue. I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up. Well, when you lay it out like that... I'm afraid my answer isn't like to win me any medals, so would you mind keeping this to yourselves? Yeah, sure. There's this unspoken thought that we're outmatched in the battlefield, certainly. The reason I'm not demanding restitution has little to do with weighing the odds. Simple truth is I'm so caught up with simple survival, I have no strength to spare for past grievances. The same goes for avenging my comrades, any comrades we lost, be that my brothers in arms or Lord Quintus himself. Although it seems everyone has an opinion about the manner of his passing, some say he should have fought until the end, they abandoned us to an enemy. Others praise him for taking the full burden of responsibility and freeing us to walk our own path. I don't know who's right and who's wrong, but I'm inclined to side with the latter. He gave us a choice of freedom, and that's the choice I made. I could cry and rant and rage, but what would be the point? I'll save my energy for worrying about my next meal, my next task. I need to focus on the ones left behind, on making some kind of life for my comrades and me. If I need to lean on the contingent to do that, then that's what I'll do. Even if their aid comes at a price, I'm willing to pay it. You doopity whoop. In times of cooperation, there means compromise. What mattered that they're outsiders? Besides, I think I could grow to like Alphino and I say. They've reached out to us with kindness and compassion from the very beginning. They're good kids. Summation, your desire to survive, even should it mean allying with the contingent, was a feeling you already harbored. That your side had committed worse atrocities was the logic you invented later to justify your reasoning. Blunt, but accurate, I suppose. The heart is honest with what it wants, even if the mind takes a while to reconcile the decision. Quit! This isn't oddly cathartic, but I must return to my duties. There are wild beasts to cull, watch fires to light, supplies to transport. Even without an emperor, there is no rest for an imperial. Upon review of recent input, I've arrived at an unexpected conclusion. I am forming my assessments on the premise that it was man who commanded the strength of his heart, but the data suggests the opposite is true. Surge of spirit, of feelings, of emotions can entangle your thoughts to such a degree that even control over your own behavior is compromised. It seems the most counterproductive specification. This also explains why interactions with mortal subjects have produced more confusion than clarification. It presents a formidable barrier to understand. Where are you going? To the final days contained in the port is fishing overview. The operates are creations of the ancients and are said to maintain repositories of their knowledge. In my calculations, the base of these moon dwellers will provide the best source of additional data. You teleport us to their burrow, Freya. Preferably before my battery phase is over. Okay, we're gonna take a small break here. So I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm gonna put some things away, maybe get another little snacky. Sorry about that. Break is over. We're right here. On the moon. It's the moon. We'll have to look at that later. Alright. An inspection of the technology in use here would give us me detailed insight into the ancients and their civilization. That's why I have relaxed my previous frame and advanced observational functionality. I will require external assistance. Oh no! They're coming! Growing way! It is you! Oh, Freya, I've missed you so! What's this you've brought me to? The soft, feathery vision. We went out fluffed. Pack up the moon. It's all over. Why bother with bird building bunnies when you can walk around with this adorable avian engineer? Just bake me to a pie and be done with it. Trust me, they have their own jobs. Expect our inventions? Wait, so you're not done with us? No. I wasn't truly worried, of course, and I certainly wasn't about to roll myself in dough and dive into Cookie Way's new oven. No. Ahem. If I think the breakdown is what you need, then I'm your law for it. As the residential atmospheric regulation expert, I can field any question or query you might care to pose. Acceptable. I will employ this being to guide me around the facilities. This is not mandatory. Even locked within my current chassis, I am still an autonomous structure that has endured hundreds of your life cycles. I am capable of completing this simple objective alone. Objective complete. Was the tour helpful? What happened to Growing Way? What'd you do to him? Did you kill him? Serve him up as rabbit stew? As in response began to suffer noticeable delays. By that stage, we had viewed a representative cross-section of Lopper Engineering. Thus, it deemed not necessary to retain his company. Conclusion, extrapolating from the fraction of technology on display, the full spectrum of the ancients' advancements was, at minimum, equivalent to a level 4 civilization, a fact which demands further investigation. Despite establishing a near-ideal society, these beings nevertheless harbored a weakness which invited self-destruction. In studying them, I stand to gain a great understanding of Sir's anomalous decision. Growing Way informed me that another type of ancient-made entity exists upon the satellite, the one they call the Watcher. I would speak to him. Sure. Then conserve your Aether. We will ride this Argos to our destination, as you have suggested. Why do we need to ride Argos? We can just go on my motorcycle. Alright. I guess we're just riding Argos. Impedance detected. Because I refused to acknowledge our presence. I thought this. Upon our arrival, Growing Way expressed concern that he had been outfluffed. This suggests the existence of a fluff-based hierarchy. My station in such a system would be particularly low. Argos is adamant in ignoring even Alpha. Its confidence level is impossible to gauge. Alright. Just... You're the fluffiest of them all, dear Argos. Sorry, promotion goes back. You have permission to climb aboard. Oh, you missed it? What'd I miss? What'd I miss? Alright, everyone gather around. Take a little seat. You know, it's a special place in the fluff hierarchy. I was amused by the arrival of these small visitors, but I see they are companions of yours. What a rare thing for my abode to be thus crowded. How may I be of service to you? Your favorites of the tale of two of the ancients you met during your travels, Freya. My fragmented memories would be a pale substitute indeed for the clarity of your more recent experiences. Sad. People are dead. Yes, I can imagine every detail. Your meeting with Bana and Emmet Silk and the Hythlodaeus, the sorrow and determination of Hermes. I am the creation of Heidelin, and as such I believe the age of ancients would fade and be forgotten. Yet, knowing that their memory lives so vividly within you, it brings me great joy. I pray you keep them close to your heart. At the time of your journey to the past, the one whose essence I embody would have been a scholar of Enider. A shame. Had you reason to go there, perhaps you might have met. A man of learning, he was firm friends with Vana. They spent long hours trading theories or debating the laws of the universe. I remember joining her faction as the final days bore down upon us, yet of the events surrounding the tragedy I recall precious little. Heidelin wished for the people of your age to decide their own path, thus I suspect my recollection was limited by design. Yet even she could not cut away one persistent memory. I feel most distinctly his sadness at what was to come to pass. Then, becoming Heidelin's heart, Banal would forever stand apart from the people she so loved. If she were so resolved in her convictions, then he too would share her sleepless vigil over the future yet to unfold. Thus was the vow he made to Vana as her transformation took hold. His fervent wish must have reached her in some fashion, for though his life was drained away by the summoning, he was reborn with new form and new purpose when I awoke as the Watcher of the Moon. As you heard, Freya, you felt, you thought. And you heard, Freya, you felt, you thought. Think, hear, feel, think, hear, feel, think, hear. And in seizing the future for yourselves, you brought full circle the saga which Vana began. What you accomplished was no divine miracle. It was but the beacon of hope, passed down from one generation to the next, a succession of wishes and prayers reshaping the star into the world we knew you deserved. You have our deepest gratitude. I thank you not only as myself, but as the man I once was, and on behalf of those who devoted themselves to Vana's vision. Bloop, bloop. I understand the facts of your story, Freya, but not how you have chosen to process them. On what grounds do you speak of Vana with such fondness? By sundering the world, she ultimately guided your kind to victory, in doing so caused irreparable damage to its individual members. The full scale of the act is beyond calculation. It is evident, however, that it resulted in a protracted period of suboptimal existence for Emmett Silk and his brethren. Query. If the survival of your kind is a deciding factor in the evaluation, then should you not also admire Hermes and the decision to subject man to a trial? Forcing you to change or perish as was the fate of countless civilizations before you. From our perspective, his determination was similar to that of the Omicron's ancestors, those who first began trading flesh for machine, so that our people might stand against the onslaught of aggression from other races. It was an unprecedented attempt, accompanied by much failure and sacrifice. Their early experiments were crude, primitive. Had they not made those first advances, however, we would have remained vulnerable to our environment. The violence would have utterly consumed us. And what of Emmett Silk himself? Judging by your retelling, he was a benevolent ally saddled with a tragic fate. Yet I remember the years of my instruments fed me data from events across the entire star, during that time I witnessed his Asian engineer, multiple instances of cataclysmic strife. The cat calamities, as you know them, were responsible for planet-wide destruction. A man whose endgame relied upon the extinction of all modern mortals must, by definition, be your worst enemy. I require an answer. As a being of heart and soul, how do you classify each of these pivotal figures? From your perspective, which of them was most justified in their actions? They're all justified in their own way. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, you have to be in their shoes to really think of it. Honestly, if that first choice wasn't there, I would have picked Vanna. Absolutely. While Vanna has allowed us not only to... Sure, her things have created strife and problems for us, but it's because of that we continue to keep going. And if we kept going as the Asians and the Ancients were to go, we would have actually ended up as that last planet on the road, like the end roads or whatever they're called, the dead ends. We would have ended as that last one. That's actually confirmed. Not end days, no. Dead ends. Hermes was justified, though though I don't think he was under any kind of assumption that he would be destroyed if he kept... I think he just wanted to keep hearing what Maytheon had to say, and he didn't really expect it to be... It's hard. Emmett Silk is kind of the least justified in my mind, because he willingly murdered people. And he willingly saw people as lesser. Despite not having the knowledge. No, he didn't. He went to kill everyone, but that's just because he was sundered. And Emmett Silk was also sundered, but he still had that knowledge of the past. Amon did not. Amon was insane. But in terms of actually picking specifically Hermes and not Amon, Hermes was justified. Emmett Silk was justified, but in a really shitty way. He felt he was justified. And that led to a lot of people dying, because he saw these people as a fraction of what they used to be, and thus lesser. But that's the thing, you can't pick one definitive answer. That's just not how it works. Makes a great villain, yes. Yes. But it's the amount of people willing to forgive him that kind of disgusts me, because he did cause a bunch of suffering. Much suffering. You said Vana? That's fair. But it's not that easy. It's never that easy. You can't just pick one person and go, they were justified. And it had to be, like, really, really deep circumstances. Everyone has their reasons. And to pick one person to say they were the most justified because of your biases and your beliefs, is that truly the truth? Is that actually what is justified? Justification is one's belief in another person. Hot villain, yeah, that hot villain gets a lot more free, a lot more leeway, yeah. If evil, why hot? But to be genuinely philosophical about it, a justification is one's own belief in another's... what would be the word? Their beliefs, I guess. Their judgment. Some people feel certain other people are justified while others don't. And it's never as easy as, this person is definitively justified. In the same fashion, you are free to form your own thoughts on the matter. Do not be so swift to consider them without merit. And that's the whole point of this. Omega needs to realize that it's not a matter of picking one person to be justified. That's just not how it is to be human. But he thinks things so logically and so matter-of-factly that he thinks there must be one that is supremely justified. When that's just not how it works. Ever. So as to analyze the same event, they would all return the same result, regardless of individual experience. There's no strength to be found in fractured reasoning. Unless I find your input valuable. Recording data alongside interview results. This concludes my investigation into the incomplete event elements of the final day's report. Now reanalyze the accumulated information and examine factors which led to Sir's incomprehensible decision. Let us return to Thalmazine. It's all those conversations that we had when I was first streaming the what was it called? The Tempest. You know, what's it fucking called? What was that city called? All the conversations we had there, it's very philosophical conversations, but you know, it's not like you can just have one justifiable answer. It's just not possible. One answer cannot be justifiable to any one person. There goes a proper education, I hope. We plan to ask you all about it in that mystery transmission besides, but I'm afraid of something urgent comes up. It seems one of our Ironworks associates has found a job elsewhere, and just needs Wedge and me to rush in and lend a hand. There's an airship ready waiting for us now in the harbor, in fact. Do you think you can escort us there and talk as we walk? Acceptable. I am fully capable of speech during ambulation. You might be. Right, let's get a move on then. So you've cleared up all those points of confusion then. I had mistakenly classified your intangible heart as an ability of some kind. An uncanny power that Omicrons could neither learn nor even measure. Even now, its full nature yet eludes my comprehension. For instance, Wedge, you want to dick Tataru down, yet why do you not ask? Based upon our investigations, however, I have decided to alter my definition. A phenomenon which influences one's interpretation of reality. That is as close to an answer as I have found. According to Sir's actions upon meeting Meteion strongly indicate the presence of a heart. Sir did not follow routine logic, but formulated an independent assessment based upon the reality it perceived. It felt that the best recourse for the Omicrons was to cease their expansion and terminate all functions. Well, here's our ship. Aye, we need to be going, but first, I'll hold you to your bargain, Omega. This time you told us what was in that transmission from the flight logs. Acknowledge I'll uphold the terms of our agreement. The recording sandwich from Narknuk was a simple one. The message is so basic, in fact, that the time spent listening to it may result in a net loss of value. Shall I continue? Now you're just teasing. Tell us the message already. Acknowledge converting dialect coding to local language. Aww. To whomever receives this message out there in the vast reaches of the cosmos. To someone, I hope, who looks up at the stars with the same wistful gaze as mine. Is that just to you I say, forge ahead. May all our tomorrows be blessed with joy. Is that... That's the... I'm guessing that has to be the message that Meteion... Well, Meteion isn't out in space. She's here on Eorzea, isn't she? Unless she just went off into space. But it could also be one of the message Hermes wants to give to people. Wanted to give to people. But yeah, most likely Meteion. This message had no designated recipient. It lacks purpose. The concept of joy is overly abstract. The vocal supplication to manifest said joy is unrealistic in its optimism. Yet, based upon their expressions, my assessment of the transmission's value conflicts with its apparent impact. And still, I fail to understand you, sir. Your heart still confuses me. Was termination of everything the correct course? How did you arrive at this conclusion? It defies all my attempts at reasoning. But I was designed to evolve. If I continue to learn, the probability that I eventually comprehend this phenomenon is greater than 0. So I will put the dilemma of your decision aside for now. and continue my existence upon this distant star. As I dwell among these many life forms, so will I continue to piece together the complete shape of their mortal hearts. I must document their progress. What do you think about this, Alpha? Your contribution to my education is appreciated, Freya. Indeed, I have amassed a satisfying quantity of valuable data. Now that our negotiated business is complete, however, Alpha and I will return to our traveling world. Drawing on recent experience, I'm confident we can expand the radius of our ventures by a significant margin. Excuse me a moment. We do not limit ourselves to yours. I am now familiar with Charlie and Razatan and would like to revisit the choosing plans of Garlem. Boop. I'd like to instruct bid in which to upgrade my climate shielding. I'll route my request to Deputy President Jesse. Engaging emulation and parting salutations. Farewell, Freya. Sorry, that was my doctor. Everything is fine. The problem with my finger is apparently it's an old injury that's calcified. Well. It seems he wants you to have it. Perhaps this is his way of thanking you. Aww. It's just went into the eternal darkness like that. Go on more adventures. Alright. That was a sweet little quest line. A good little conclusion to... or continuation of the adventures that they've been up to. Yeah, alright. Next. Guitar. Tentaru's Grand Endeavor. It's gotta be here, right? It's in Rods? No, why is it the Tower's Grand Endeavor? Toru! I was lied to. Okay, is it in Rods at Han or is it in Charlian? Charlian. Okay. The Taylor. Warrior Frostbane, welcome, welcome! I am Egina, assistant shopkeeper and quintessentious here at the Taru's boutique. I thought you remember my face. I am merely one of many who owe you our lives. But you always have my gratitude for taking me that day on the Evelyn Rhyme. I remember her. And while I hate to ask aught more of you, please say that you're here to assist in Mr. Sarger's new endeavor. New endeavor? She hasn't told me of anything. Not yet, but soon she shall be. Oh no! It's her! Whatever would we do without your penchant for turning up precisely when you need it, huh? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now, to make the long story of our solvency short, we've secured the resources to produce the designs I developed in cooperation with the guilds near and far, in sufficient quantity to meet rising demand. A primal implies we can beat her. She's a god. We shan't rest on our laurels, however. To serve passing adventurers and the occasional intrepid Charlian is all well and good. We're hardly taking the world by storm. No. Much like yourself, we must look toward new horizons. The signs prove that cooperation on a star-wide scale is possible, and we would be fools not to capitalize on that build to the grandest trade network in the history of Heidelin. All for the greater good, of course. Yes, this is a wonderful opportunity to bring people together. I often think back to that incredible moment when the Garlean army came to our rescue. Perhaps our efforts too will one day lead to a miracle like that which took place on the Evelyn Rhine. I have no doubt that they shall, but we mustn't expect such alliances to form themselves. We must be proactive, and who better to woo our future partners in commerce than our current #1 customer, you! Our erstwhile comrades in arms know that when it comes to good equipment and better ideas, few have such keen eyes as our adventurer extraordinaire. Even should they hesitate at first, I am certain you can convince them using the samples I prepared. If you'll cover my Aethard expenses. But of course, with your assistance we'll have both coin and goodwill flowing in no time. Everything is falling into place. Where shall we send Freya first? Oh, don't you worry, I have it all planned out. First, Limsa. Sickhart as the bloody execution is working harder than ever, so he is sure to appreciate any extra supplies. Next, Godania. The TTs are a source of trusted authority and sight into the Shroud, so we'd not go amiss to cultivating this investment of, say, Arun Senna. I hear tell he has an interest in affairs abroad, so the novelty of our samples may persuade him to our side. As for Old I feel confident in pinning our hopes on Pippin. He always been a stalwart ally, and it goes without saying he has more than a little sway in the Sultanate. Between his involvement with the Immortal Flames, the Syndicate, and the Colosseum, he's bound to find a use for quality accoutrement. With that out of the way, Megina, would you do the honors? Never let it be said that Tataru is stingy with his samples. Now, if you make your way to Limpsa and climb aboard the Astalicia, I am certain someone will point you in Sir direction. I have my own avenues of inquiry to attend to, but I'll check in periodically to see how your journey is coming along. Let's get to it! Let's hop to it! Alright. Off we go. I think after this series of quests, we might stop. I woke up rather early today for some reason. I kind of want to take a nap. Minotaur says, Freya, I'm going to Morb. Oh, dude, her famous catchphrase? I'm always excited for when she says it. What's up, losers? I am here to see Sickard. Where is he? There he is. Wait, not him. I recognize ye. What do you want? Long as it's not about another bloody apocalypse, I don't see why not. Wait here. Damn it. That was a good picture. Well, bugger me. Hey, Sickard. You gonna pull the haze face on us? Thought we'd seen the last of you for a while. What brings you aboard? Kinda just doing some fine garb today. Could you make it have a garb? There it is. Well, not really. Your sales pitch needs some work, but I see what you're getting at. We're already traveling halfway across the world every half moon. May as well earn a little extra for our trouble, eh? You know, there was a time I thought pirating was the whole world. That being the best of them all meant something. Something. Going to Hilsabard and seeing how small my world was compared to the real one, sitting next to the stars' finest, I started to wonder what I had to brag about. Then the bloody executioners went and did me proud by bringing in a bigger goddamn hole of adamantite than anyone else in the realm. Between that and the new metalworks we've got going with the kobolds, and the Sahagin looking to export their own wares, it seems like the right time for executioners to change our sails, so to speak. Which is all to say that if you got wares for promoting, I'd be happy to show them off across the realm and beyond. Masterworks with the Taratar's boutique guaranteed by the Warrior of Light herself. Almost seems a waste to wear them. Folks would be lining up at the docks for these. Clearly seen as Old Charlie's only accessible by sea, now if we got ourselves an exclusive shipping contract. Aye, I see the course clear as day. Now I just need a Madeleine on board. He's right useless when there's work to be done, but talk's another matter. He still owes me one for keeping his sorry ass out of trouble, so I have to hope him put me in touch with a few savvy salesman types on the continent. Tell Tataru I look forward to setting a sail on this new tide of hers. May the winds of change guide us all right. Alright. Hey, how goes our little adventure thus far? Oh ho, Sickard's eyeing the shipping routes, is he? All according to plan. But our work has only just begun. You devious little munchkin! I'll keep after our own contacts while you work on a room. I hear he's not often in the city, but I don't doubt that Mother Miyun can sniff him out. Ah, Mother Miyun. Ah. I mean, in canon, Mother Miyun did act as a sort of mother to Freya after she was, left for dead in Korthus. Not left for dead. Nearly froze to death in Korthus. Why, if it isn't Freya, struck with a sudden craving for eel pie, were you? Or is it information you fancy? Oh yes, word of our Seatseer's comings and goings never fails to reach my ears. I am told that ever since he returned from his foray to HILDEBRAND, he's been roaming back and forth between our neighboring tribe settlements and the Lotus Strand. You'll miss him if you make for one or the other, like as not, so just you waylay at him at the Blue Badger Gate. Hold on. Hey, alright. How are you, man? You're one of them benchers, ain't you? I am much more than that. I wonder where you meet up with Arun Senna. Curious. Aww. I'd ask why you're loitering at the gates, Freya, and with such an enormous sack. Thank you. I grew it myself. No one's complimented my sack before. I admit you piqued my interest to integrate the tradition and ingenuity of guilds throughout Eorzea in such a fashion is no small feat. Ah, I can see his eyes for once! As it happens, I'm of the mind to do something similar myself, assuming I secured the other Seatseer's approval. You are doubtless aware that historically Gridania has placed the peace of the Twelves within our covenant with the elementals above all else, often to the detriment of our relationships with other peoples. Yet, much as we are one with the Shroud, are we not also part of the Star Entire? Our adventures in Garlemald made plain the strength of a world united. This attire you carry demonstrates much the same truth. Ah, but perhaps you assumed you would need to talk me around to the idea. And so I apologize for this moment. If there's any comfort, I'm as surprised as myself. No longer am I content to hear the words of the elementals alone. I wish to know the voices of men, though our time in Garlemald has shown me that my ability to listen is average at best. These horns may mark me as gifted in the Twelves would, but beyond, they inspire neither fear nor awe. I have been mistaken several times for a Zayla, and may as well be one, for all of the difference my status Seatseer makes to those who want for soccer. Azalea. Yet 'twas the self-same insignificance that allowed me, for the first time in my life, to feel truly part of a greater whole. I am but one life among myriads upon this star. I dare say I should behave accordingly. With luck, my elder sister shall agree. Tell Mistress Tataru that her gift is accepted with gratitude and she ought to hear from us soon. I wonder if that was like some inkling of them going like, yeah, we need to fix our racism problem. Guess who? Did you speak with Arun yet? There we go. That sounds promising. I'm beginning to understand what makes our seats here, friend, tick. But we can discuss that later. You need to catch Pippin ere his duties take him from Oldjaw once more. I mean, he spends much of his time at the Colosseum, so perhaps you should pay a visit to the Gold Court. I'll be waiting your full report at the boutique. Oh, thank you. Alright. To the Colosseum! I see. Marshal Terrapin is currently engaged in another meeting, but I shall tell him that Lieutenant Frosting waits his convenience. There's the little man! My apologies for keeping me waiting. I did not expect you here this morning. Tara's offering quality material, is she? I can hardly say no to that. It fits almost too perfectly with my plans for the flames. I have long striven for mastery of the blade. I require the trials of Isobard, however, to truly see Tizona for what it is. And the fire that warms the coldest night, the spark that ignites a blaze of hope, and, most of all, an unbreakable testament to Father's faith in me. More ally than tool, it is the treasure beyond a price. Does every soldier for the immortal flames not deserve allies such as this? Arms and armor to remind them of what they fight to protect, to help them stand when they might otherwise fail. Indeed, works made possible only through the ingenuity and dedication of allies across the star may be just the sort of inspiring armaments we need. I anticipate that I will be sending along an order for custom equipment ere long. In the meantime, would you mind if I use these samples for a few trials here at the Colosseum? My thanks. We shall put them to use immediately. As a child of Ul'dah, however, naught strikes fear into my heart like the prospect of receiving valuable goods for free. I must insist you accept something in return. I had been meaning to gift that necklace to Tataru. Its poor condition aside, she might rather have it than not. Don't try to think about our past, you understand. In many ways, we are quite similar. As you recall, her family was bankrupted when she was very young. Consequence of her father's business failing, they were forced to put all their wealth toward paying off his debts and then some. One asset they reluctantly parted was the necklace treasured by her mother, which Tataru has long searched to no avail. Strangely enough, I recently discovered jewelry of the very same description amidst a store of neglected Colosseum prizes. Assuming it is the same piece, I would like to see it returned to her. It is significantly worse off for having changed hands, though, and only the sapphire centerpiece remains unlost and undamaged. She may appreciate the sentiment nevertheless, but it is difficult to say. What do you think? Your hopes aren't lost or damaged. True enough, though if it's to be a gift, I'd prefer to at least clean it up a bit. In that case, I'd consider asking the Goldsmith Guild, but you ought to be able to turn the necklace into a piece that Totaro would wear, if not precisely what she remembers. I imagine you will have the opportunity to pick up gems and other suitable materials on your travel. I removed from its setting and sent to the boutique with all haste. Totaro dare open a private package addressed to you. Best of luck in finding matching materials, and in your mercantile endeavors, of course, may the traders guide you to fortune fair. Yeah, my throat's getting itchy. Damn it. Oh my god. It's because I decided to look at something. You return with your bag, all the lighter for having given away our samples, I hope. In which a parcel from one Pippin Tarpin riding up bells ago, addressed to you. Could it be that our newfound partnerships are already bearing fruit? Mother's necklace? Why, that's a wonderful idea! Allow me to assist. I swear I won't breathe a word of this to Mistress Totaro. Do you wonder what parts you will need? Do you know what style Mistress Totaro prefers? This is to be a keepsake, why not focus on that? Ah, apologies, I cannot help it over here. That's quite alright, but do please keep your voice down. What was it you were saying? It simply occurred to me that since you give gifted sapphire so readily, other partners in this endeavor may wish to offer up something for Mistress Totaro as well. With such gifts, you could turn the necklace into a memento of not just her past and its trials, but her present successes as well. That's perfect! If our plans for the boutique proceed apace, we should soon have more than enough tokens from friends across the seas. What do you think, Freya? Oh well, what were you waiting for, little old me? We're discussing the samples, yes. Good to hear. How fares dear Pippin? I knew he would come through, though I admit that I wasn't expecting to outfit a whole host of immortal flames quite so soon. I suppose it goes to show that even the most hardened warriors can always learn a thing or two. And Sikard and Arun have changed as well, if your tales are any indication. I imagine that their personal growth bodes well for that of our network. Thank you for checking up on them. We must sort through our current commissions for deciding who to approach next, but I know I can count on you to be ready when we are. Is that it for that quest line? Seems so. go check on the quest, the Beast Tribe quests. Alright, let's see, where is it? What's an appearance? I'm guessing that's the start of it. Usually these Beast Tribe quest lines have like multiple quests leading up to them. This has got to be that area, huh? This is what they'll be using. Once we finish, once we get the area, I guess, unless it's gonna be... Do something? Wait, you here? The very one who saved Mavon's child. Freya, was it? I knew it. I'm Yazan, an alchemist of the great work. But I am but one of the few who are looking after the child as she makes her recovery. Mavon and Kasif were dear friends of mine. Thank you for everything you've done for the daughter. Her condition's on the mend, I'm sure you'll be glad to hear. We've been taking turns checking in on her. The last thing she needs is a gaggle of adults fussing over her day and night. That being said, when she is fully healed, fully, there is the question of who will be in charge of her care. For the love I bore her parents, I would gladly take her in as my own, without me raising her away from her home. Moreover, I am yet to be wed, and my duties consume so much of my time I can scarce focus on my own care, let alone that of a growing child. I doubt my ability to give her the love she deserves, love equal to that her parents gave her. She deserves better than that, so I've considered finding someone more suitable. It's the least I can do, and truth be told, perhaps the best option. Even so, although I was born here, much of my life was spent at the great work. I'm afraid I have the foggiest idea who to ask, if I had the time to do so. You, however, seem to be well loved among the people here. Could you ask around in my stead? It would be much more effective use of my time to prepare medicine for the wounded and the sick. Apologies for imposing such an enormous task upon you, but I would trust no one else with it. When you've finished, come to my hut in the south settlement and we can discuss any potential candidates. Yeah, my throat's actually getting pretty dry, so I think I'm actually going to stop here. However, I will probably continue this on my own, and who knows, I might do some streams where I do some daily tribe quests and stuff like that. But that is it for now. That's about 3 hours to stream. Not bad. 6.115 has been pretty good so far. The quest lines that we tried out, you know, they were fun. HILDEBRAND was hilarious. We haven't done everything. The HILDEBRAND questline was hilarious. They definitely still have what it takes to make it funny. 6.2 should not be in a month. It can't be in a month. No way. I'm guessing August. Because we still have 6.18 that they have to release. But, yeah, 6.15 has been good. The Omega questline was very philosophical and interesting to see a character that we've known before as a villain to see humans for what they are and actually start to learn that. And then Tataru's Grand Endeavor was just like a fun little side thing to help out Tataru and learn how everyone else is doing now. And to actually learn that possibly Gridania is going to think back on its racism and try and actually reach out to people and do better. Because I think that was a complaint that a lot of people had, that the Limsa and Thanalan had basically already fixed a lot of their issues or were on the mend, and Gridania had yet to do that. So, glamour dresser size doubled from. Is that an actual thing? Glamour dresser size doubled from 400 to 800 slots. Is that a real thing? It's on the wiki. Okay, what's the source? Did you make it the fuck up? Or is it a real source? Like that needs a source, because that's a lot of slots. But if it's the truth, that'd be great. It seemed I'm very interested to see what the Arcasadara questline is. I don't know why it censored you. That's weird. But anyway, we should end here. Thursday, I will be streaming more Danganronpa 2. And Sunday will probably also be more Danganronpa 2. But until then, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Sorry, thanks for sticking around. Yeah, I'm excited to get more into 6.15 on my own. We got the more important story stuff out of the way. But we got but it's nice to. I'll have stuff to do on my own. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you all next time. Goodbye.